Dean, it's never easy playing a team that's coming in red hot on form and top of the league. And for 40 minutes, we probably matched them.
Yeah, we said so at half time. We spoke about not being happy just to play for 40 and not being happy just to compete. We needed to really go kick on in the second half, and we didn't do that. The first half, we set our stall out really well. I thought we had loads of intent. Defensively, we were really good. We kicked in a corner. We spoke about finishing inside their 20, inside their 10, and we did that repeatedly. The completion rate were high. We just talked about repeating in the second half what we needed to do, and straight from the kick-off, they made 22 metres off a kick-off carry. He won the floor, we gave away a penalty, and 4 plays later we stood under his post. And then they went back to back, and that just summed up the entire half really. We never got going. And I think a few of the players are realising now just what it takes to be a Championship Rugby League player. Said it for a while, League One's probably closer to NCL than to the Championship, and Championship's closer to Super League, and at the minute we're just caught in between somewhere, League One and that Championship, and we need to make sure that if players say they want to be Championship players, that they sacrifice everything and really learn, because some of the penalties were ridiculous. I'll be honest, I don't agree with the penalty count second half of 11-0 that we had it. 4 or 5 of them definitely, such as the late hits, and the couple of high shots were correct, but some of the 6 agains for flopping and things are just naive from some young lads, and I think with a couple of personnel hopefully coming back in, we fix up that naivety, and we had some experience, but no excuses today. Halifax were miles better.
Yeah. That first half probably started as well as you could have hoped for. We actually went 6-0 up, and we're full credit for that 6-0 scoreline. Unfortunately, I think it was 2 sets later, it was 6 apiece, unfortunately. Yeah,
we probably should have been a couple of scores more in front. We had a lot more possession in good areas for the first time this year, which we spoke about all week. If we get into these areas, we wanted to play a certain way, and when we did that, we really tested them. I think some of our skill had been a little bit better. We go in a couple more scores, and the game probably could have been a bit different, but what we didn't do well is that when we gave away a 6 again, or we erred, we followed it with a 6 again or a penalty, and we ended up conceding 2 tries in that half from not controlling rucks, not winning first up contact, and Halifax beat us on an edge, which is disappointing.
Lee Gaskell came in and made his debut today, and his short kicking game certainly showed, forcing at least 2 goal line dropouts in that first half before we scored. Again, it's those sorts of things that bit of game smart that we've maybe been lacking a little bit. Full credit to Lee. I thought he did well in his debut, understanding what we need from him. I just think we need to give him some more tools around him, and that'll happen when we get some bodies back and we get more competition in training. His kicking game was good. I thought his pass selection was nice and when to run. I just think we need to be smarter around him and not just rely on 1, maybe 2 individuals. We're just missing that little bit of experience, but that'll come. People reminded me that we did get better in the first half, and there were signs of improvement throughout, but we're still a long way off, and we need to realise that. Yeah, unfortunately, a game of rugby lasts for 80, not 40 minutes, and that second half again was our downfall, where we never really looked like scoring until we scored right at the end. Yeah,
I thought Lee Gaskell and Billy Jowett really combined well. Really impressed with what Billy did today, especially with the ball. I thought he carried with some intent and was one in yardage that really looked a threat. Flip side of that, they bullied us, straight up bullied us. It's just not good enough, and you can tell how frustrated we are. We had a good week in terms of what we wanted to achieve, and for 40 minutes we did that, but rugby league's an 80-minute game, and especially at this level, that you just get put to the sword. Yeah.
On to next week now. Although it's a week till we play, it's a short turnaround again, with only 2 sessions next week. We're playing Friday, a Good Friday. Off to Batley, the notorious slope at Batley. You're going to be working hard on the training ground this week?
Yeah, they've all got sessions to do away from training over the weekend to make sure on Wednesday we can really rip in. We're going to right some wrongs on Wednesday, have an honest assessment of that.
both individually from players and from ourselves as staff, as what we can do better. And then we rip into Monday, Wednesday and go really hard, and then get at them on Friday. It's never an easy place to go, and Moko have them fired up, and I know they're bringing a few bodies in to strengthen them, and we'll go there with some intent and chase that performance, and hopefully we can go longer than 40 and really push someone for 80.
Any of those injuries looking likely to be back for next week, or is it maybe just a little bit too soon?
A little bit too soon. It's more Widnes. We just need to see how we pull up from today. There's a couple of bumps and bruises and a few knocks. We'll see how we pull up. We're down to our last 18 players, so we may have to dip into the loan market to go into Batley, but hopefully we don't. Hopefully we'll get some bodies back, but likelihood is that 3 or 4 hopefully will come back for Widnes.
Looking a little bit longer term, Batley is our last game this month, so we've got a little bit of time before Widnes. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, in terms of getting bodies back, having 8 players sat out at the minute is a bit of a nightmare. Most of them should come back, hopefully, for the Widnes game. Most. Touch wood if their rehab goes well. Potentially Mackenzie Turner will be a little bit longer. Matty Baharrell is still looking at 5 weeks when I was talking to him on Wednesday night, and spoke to him before the game today. 5 weeks for Matty to strengthen us again, but hopefully 3 or 4 back. We're hoping for Widnes.
Commissioner Racing John today, and we'll look forward to Batley next week.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Cheers.